If you're an entrepreneur, you know that you get a ton of emails. And as your business builds, you get more and more emails up to a point when you've got a big enough team that you can start to delegate some of those things. But as a CEO, email is always part of your life, and learning how to navigate and deal with that constant flow into your inbox is a true skill to have. So here's how I work with email.
You've got to build your business around your life and not your life around your business.
Business ads are going to sell you a fake lifestyle of supercars and fancy mansions.
You can get a business up and running really quickly. So a couple months ago, I shot a video on the 4 Ds I use for email processing, which is to delete, delegate, defer, or do the email that is in your inbox so that you get to inbox 0. Now I want to talk about 5 different hacks that I use to make your email life a little bit easier. So the first is something I mentioned in the last video, which is using a tool called SaneBox. The reason I like SaneBox so much is that it has 2 unique features. One's called Sane Later, and what that does is it separates your important email from your non-urgent email. It creates a folder where all of your crap email goes, and that's like your receipts, your notifications from social media, your travel booking things, your email newsletters, all the stuff that you don't necessarily need to see hides away in this folder so that your inbox is reserved for just the person-to-person communication. That's really important if you don't have a lot of time in the day. You only want to look at the email that's important. So first, it lets me parse that out. And the second thing it does is there's this feature called the black hole, Sane Black Hole. And what I love about this feature is that I can manually drag a message into the black hole, and it will forever in the future identify that sender as someone I don't want to hear from. So this is your solicitations, people that get your email somewhere and they're hitting you up on about sales pitches. This is also email newsletters that maybe you've unsubscribed to and you keep getting put on other lists by this company and you just want to get rid of it. So between Sane Later and Sane Black Hole, it makes SaneBox an amazing feature for navigating your email. So I highly recommend that. Check it out. We use them a lot here at Trainual. So the next hack I want to talk about is a lot of people create folders in their email. The analogy that I use with folders is think of browsing the internet, the whole internet, and every time you come up with a website you really like, you save it in a bookmark. And then you've got this crazy structure of bookmark folders, and every time you want to go back to that website, you're clicking on the folder to go find it. No one does that, right? Like maybe you bookmark a couple things for a research project. Or maybe you've got like your favorites that appear in your Chrome header. But aside from that, you're not bookmarking anything. You're just Googling the thing, right? Like you go to the search engine, you Google it, you find it, it's easy to find again and again and again. The same is true for email. If you're putting your emails in folders, you're wasting so much time trying to categorize your emails when you could just search for that thing in the future. Email search has gotten so good to search by keyword, by topic, by date, by sender. You can always find the email you're looking for. So in the future, just archive those emails, get them out of your inbox and know that you can find them later. No folders allowed. So we have an email training that we use here at Trainual to keep people from using folders and use some of these other hacks. So if you're using folders, kill them all. Just delete them all, kill all the labels. You'll be able to find your email, no worries. Okay, next trick or tool that you might want to use is the templates feature. Inside Gmail, it used to be called canned responses, now it's called templates. But if you pre-write messages, like in our case, we get a lot of investors reaching out or partners reaching out, we've got some pre-written messages that I can just fire away so that I don't have to think about it every time I get one of those emails. It's just an easy way for me to, with a couple keystrokes, respond to that message. There's also a text expander tool, a plugin in Gmail or in Chrome that you can use. So you can just start typing a couple characters and it writes the whole email for you. So those are great tricks. A lot of CRMs also have those built in. So if you've got HubSpot or something else, you can use their built-in tools to send those canned or template responses. The next thing you want to do with your emails is maybe you're sending out messages to a lot of people at once. You know, if you've got some kind of cold outreach and you don't have a fancy CRM, you might be sending one-off emails again and again and again. And in this case, you might be tempted to use templates, but even with a template, you're doing the work of having to lay out and format that email and send them one at a time. In the past, I've used a tool called Gmass, again for Gmail, gmass.co. great tool that lets you write one email, put 100 senders in the to field, and then it sends 100 separate emails. These are all individual emails. It's not a mail merge kind of newsletter email like sending from MailChimp, but they're individual personal emails that are individually tracked and let you have separate threads, separate conversations with all of those people. Super valuable if you're trying to do some kind of broad outreach and you want to save the time from writing things one at a time. And then the last hack as you're processing your email is you shouldn't spend all day in your inbox. That's very reactive. And if you're doing that, if you're responding to emails all day, you're probably wasting a lot of time. So what I do is I process email through the day and then I catch up on email at the end of the day. So during the day, I'll check my inbox a few times between meetings, and what I'm looking for are things I can forward to other people, things I can delete, things I can put on my to-do list or calendar invites I might accept, and things I might loop other people on my team into, because I don't want to be a bottleneck throughout the day. And those are things I can do in a minute or 30 seconds or 10 seconds, so I do them quickly throughout the day. But then as I'm going through that list, there's definitely going to be messages that require a more thoughtful response or have something for me to do, and I want to get back to that person in a timely fashion, so I'll save those for the end of the day. So in a perfect world, my email inbox starts off empty in the morning. Throughout the day, I'm curating it, I'm processing it to get some of the stuff out to other people so I'm not a bottleneck. And at the end of the day, whatever's left, those 10, 15, 20 messages, I'll process those all at once, reply to them, or at least let them know, hey, I'm gonna work on this, here's my timeline for getting back to you. So hopefully with those couple of tools, with SaneBox, with GMass, with the templates, with the killing all your folders and processing your email throughout the day, you can be more effective at email. That's the point of this video. For more on email, check out my other video about the 4 Ds so that you don't have to be so overwhelmed when it comes to the messages flowing into your life.